No. No, it's not okay, Barbara. It's not okay. You cannot defend him. It's not okay. Do you see what he just did? No, Barbara. No, Barbara, I'm tired of you. No, I'm tired of you now. No, absolutely not. Do you know what? I know that. I understand. I get it.
Can you calm down? You are not going to fucking come down. I came in here and I told you to sit back. I told you we are not here to argue with you. Why did you fucking attack her? Why did you attack her? Can you come down? I'm not going to come down because you started this. Here we go. You're going to go to the other room and you're not going to come out.
Barbara, what about that one?
Fuck you up. I'm telling you.
Barbara, that folder.
That's the divorce document.
Get up and go to your fucking room.
No.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong
Barbara,
with you.
move.
Keep acting up, I'll fuck you up. No, try me. All right. Try me. Okay. Try me. All right. Try me. Hey.
No, it's all right. Why? That was unnecessary.
Don't give him the chance to do these things.
Don't do that, Barbara. What if you keep here by yourself?
Isn't this the same sister that you fucked up? What did I fuck up about my sister? What did I fuck up about my sister?
Perry, what did I tell you? Let him go in the room.
Perry, leave him alone.
You should go. You don't need this right now.
Murder of Barbara Tommey. Barbara Tommey was born on May 4, 1993 to Guyana parents in Orlando, Florida. Barbara was a sweet and loving soul that was cherished by her family members and those around her in her church and the community at large. She was very close to her siblings and they often relied on each other to get through hard times. Her parents were the glue within she and her siblings' life, and together they form a strong and unbreakable family bond. So it is with no surprise when Barbara started having difficulties in her marriage, she would turn to her family for strength and support, but most of all, would rely on her parents for their wisdom and advice. Barbara was married to Sylvester Ofori, a Ghanaian pastor, for 5 years before her demise. Barbara began a relationship with Sylvester in the most unusual way. At the time that they met, Barbara was already in a relationship with a young man and was prepared to marry him. However, Sylvester pursued her and told her that he had a dream that he was the man that she was supposed to marry and God had sent him for her. Barbara was not convinced at first, but some way along the line, she changed her mind and grew interest in Sylvester. The two dated for a short while and then later got married. Barbara was a true believer in Christ and was prepared to play the role of First Lady. And that's exactly what Barbara did, play the role. Because behind the facade were many darkness and terrible moments within her marriage. Barbara's husband, Ofori, became abusive, not just physically, but mentally as well. Ofori, the pastor of Floodgate International Ministry, would often assault Barbara in front of his congregation as well. There were members that were shocked and appalled by Ofori's behavior towards his wife. After all, he was the leader of their ministry, but was too afraid to say anything at all. Barbara, although scared and broken, decided to stand by Ofori's side for a while in their marriage. She believed that somehow they would be able to work it out and maybe his behavior would stop, but ultimately it came to the point that she couldn't take it anymore and wanted a separation in the marriage. Ofori was livid, How dare she walk away from him? She would have ruined his reputation, but most of all his respect in the community. Barbara did not care. She had had enough, and she had confided in her parents and her sibling, and they believed the best thing to do was for her to walk away and start a new life. Barbara moved back in with her parents while the divorce proceeding take place. Happy again and had a new lease on life, but that would not last for long. As they negotiated the divorce settlement, Ofori became more and more upset that Barbara would be walking away too much. On one occasion, Barbara's siblings followed her back to her marital home to retrieve the rest of her belongings. While there, they ran into her husband, Ofori. A fight broke out between the siblings and Ofori, and he threatened Barbara's brother that he would kill her to prove to him that he wasn't the fake pastor that he called him. Her siblings told her that day she should call the police and reported what he said, but she refused. She didn't want the argument to continue. A few days after that incident, Ofori cornered Barbara on the 4600 block of Gardens Park Boulevard in front of her employer, the Navy Federal Credit Union. Barbara was shot several times in the head and left to die. On her way to the hospital, as soon as she arrived, she was pronounced dead. News of Barbara's death quickly spread through the Ghanaian community and Orlando, Florida. Her family was devastated. Ofori made good on his threat about taking Barbara's life. Ofori, 35, was arrested that same day and taken into custody. He was held in the Orange County Jail without bond and charged with first-degree murder with a firearm. The day before the shooting, Sylvester Ofori posted on his Facebook page, which had 60,000 followers. He stated that one thing people gotta understand about extremely kind, nice, loving people is that their other side is just as extreme. Perhaps this was a justification for Ofori because he knew what he had planned in mind. During his investigation with police, Ofori would claim that Barbara was having an affair with the choir director, and that was one of the reasons that caused him to kill her. Ofori never admitted to openly assaulting his wife, or the video that was shown all over Facebook of Barbara's brother having to restrain Ofori from putting his hands on her. Mr. Tommey, Barbara's father, was heartbroken by the loss of his daughter. At a press release, he stated, "I don't know how to explain it. Barbara is an irreplaceable loss. It's an irreparable harm, a wound I don't know when will heal. It's only God who knows. Whatever it is, we shall continue to cherish and love Barbara. I still trust God. I have faith in God. My humble prayer is that God will comfort Barbara and give her peace wherever she is until we meet again," he added. Sylvester Ofori faced up to 100 years in prison for the murder of Barbara. He was offered a 50-year deal by the prosecutor, but rejected the offer. He has yet to be sentenced. Prayers and condolences goes out to the Tommey family and all who loved Barbara. May her soul continue to rest in peace. Until next time on the Meaningful Talk Crime Doc, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you guys later in the comment section.